it says we are live. Let's open the chat. Whoa, I already have messages. How is this possible? Wait, let me see. Let me put overlay. New messages. My hide overlay. Okay. Ooh, got some tons of messages. I do need to check my audio though, so audience do let me know if my audio is good. Hi, Lion Boy. Hi, 60Z09. Let me check my audio for a second. I don't know how's my audio is doing. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Do need to check if everything is working properly. I have a very lousy setup. The notification on. Oh man, where's the live stream going? Hold on. You guys are already chatting over there, but that's good. I'm complaining about that. I do remember you, Lion Boy. I remember from the last stream. Let me say, I think our audio is good. It is good. I do want to try one thing though. Let me see if the audio is good, even if I turn on the fan. Okay. How's my audio now with the fan on? Is it noisy? Am I picking up some noise? Or is the new noise cancelling working? Nope, it's picking up the whole sound. Or is that not bad? Let's see. Hello? Is that good? There is a delay, guys, don't worry about it. Lion Boy, or any other people in the chat, do let me know how's my audio. Can you understand me? Is it clear? Is it sounding okay? Is it and it's let's see. Okay. So I'm assuming it's okay. So I'm not going to turn off the fan because you guys said it's okay. So I'm going to crack on with this. But do let me know if you're having trouble understanding me, so I can turn off the fan and then basically talk in my sweat because it is unbelievably hot. I love your videos of Mufasa and Scar. Can't wait for Father's Day video. Well, I already did a Father's Day video. Also, I love Master Splinter since he's a good father to the Ninja Turtles, and my favorite Ninja Turtle is Raphael. That is awesome to hear. Where's the going? Okay, I don't need the headphones. I just need to check that for audio purposes. Other than that, I'm good. So again, this is going to be a discussion video / Q&A. So I will answer your question as it goes on if it's related to the topic. But if you want to more personalized question, let's have that section at the end after I finish the discussion, where you guys will get to talk about me, basically, which is not a very interesting subject. I mean, these guys are much more better interesting than I ever was. All right, so without further ado, let's begin the discussion. So, who is the better father? Who's the best cartoon dad there ever is? Obviously, there are a lot of cartoon dads, but I picked these three mainly because I know them. The other thing is that two of them are Disney characters, so probably you guys are aware of Mufasa and Goofy. And even if you don't know much about the TMT, you may have a vague understanding of who Master Splinter is. So that's why I picked these three, and also these three are very good candidates. And also, you kind of get a different point of view from different sort of parenting styles and different sort of. Can you say that again? Not trying to be rude. I do not know what you mean, but I will. What was I saying? Thoughts. Life is hard. Anyways, they are from different backgrounds, but it does go all right because it fits the discussion very well. So let's start with Goofy. Goofy here. So Goofy, to be honest, is actually a very lovable character and is a very lovable father. The one word that would describe him the best that he is actually really, really lovable, and because he loves his son more than anyone, and even though these guys equivalently love their sons more, but I think in the eyes of Goofy, feel like it's just like an unconditional love that is really really overpowering in a sense. So Goofy's actually pretty solid on the strings that all three of them love their children, but Goofy's also I want to give an extra nudge to him, to Max, because he really, really loves his son. Is that point? In a sense, like I think this is the case with all single parents, is that when you are a single parent, when you lost your wife or you separated, and your whole world kind of revolves around your child, and I think that easily defies Goofy. And I do have to say, all three of these guys have raised wonderful children who go on to be wonderful adults. Uh, Although we don't get to see how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are adults, maybe in some episodes, but most of the times they're teenagers. But then again, they turn out to be great. Max, on the other hand, also is a he does have some bad qualities to him that are not really addressed. But at the end of the day, he's also a very independent child who takes care of himself, and he's a pretty solid dude. He's a pretty solid dude. So, in terms of Goofy's parenting, the one flaw I would say is that Goofy uh, does not have the emotional intelligence to realize how is his uh, way of parenting affects his son's social life, because children do have social lives on their own, and parents need to be aware of that. I know these are like some old school parents say, "Hey, who cares? You're a child. You do what I say." That's not a good style of parenting. And also, we need to be very mindful of all the things that we may cause, the social interactions and social teasing that we may happen because the result of our parenting. So Goofy does not have that emotional intelligence to recognize that he's embarrassing Max. He's not actually helping Max in many situations by involving. It would be much better off if he takes a back seat and let Max handle the whole situation. And Goofy does not seem to be self-aware about this. And that is the main problem in their whole relationship, I would say. There's a great image that will, as I put the image, I will read the comments as well. Sometimes of us are video are wise fathers, but said been killed by their nemesis. Yeah, that's true. What about Simba? Oh, well, I will address Simba a little bit. What about Batman? Isn't he a good father to Damian Wayne and Robin? Batman is an interesting subject. Maybe I'll touch on Batman after this, because I do think he's an interesting subject in a sense, because I don't know. A lot of people see him as a good dad. A lot of people see him as I remember from the Young Justice scene where Wonder Woman literally asks, like, "Why are you involving children in crime fighting?" Anyways, so this image I really like is because again, this if you guys don't seen the Goofy movie, please go and watch the Goofy movie. The two Goofy movies are incredible. I will highly recommend that you guys watch the two Goofy movies. And in the Goofy movie, when Goofy takes Max to his puppet show that he once loved as a kid, and in his mind he thinks he would love this again as a teenager, and you can see the expression on Max's face. He clearly does not. Goofy seemed to be picking this up a little bit, but I don't think he fully grasps the situation that his child is growing. And one of the line in the movie is that Goofy says, "I'm not a little kid anymore, Dad. I need my own life." And Goofy says, "I know that. I just want to be a part of it." But I think he takes a big part of his life, which is not that fair to Max. So again, that's the main problem. The other main problem that Goofy faced is because, again, like I said, he was a single parent. He made his main life focus was Max, and then he didn't really picture a world without Max. And I would say if you are going to be a parent, definitely be like Goofy. Do make your kids make the center of your world because again, you're the one who brought the child into the world. The child didn't ask to be here, so you better make sure the child is all right in all circumstances. You do need to value them more than anything else in your life. But I would say there will come a time where they will step out and live their own lives, and you need to be prepared and to let go. And I don't think Goofy really know how to let go. There's a if you've seen Goofy movie 2, there's a sad, very sad image of Goofy sitting in Mac's room when Max left for college, and Goofy's just sitting there hugging his old teddy bear, and that's like very sad image. Like it's on screen right now. You both probably got to see it now. This image so sad. It's really sad, and it goes to show that he doesn't have a world anymore because like Max, the only thing you really really care about has actually left him, and he really doesn't know how to move on. Am I a dad? No, no. I am Gen Z, guys. I am an older Gen Z from 1997, but I'm still a Gen Z, and not planning on becoming a parent anytime soon. So again, this image shows that like when your son leaves, his world gets completely destroyed. He loses his job. He even goes back to college and try to rebuild his life, and also kind of wrecks Max's social life again. So again, there are many flaws to Goofy that people tend to not to address because at the end of the day, Goofy's a very lovable dad. That's why they excuse him for all the mistakes that he does. But to be honest, you really have to consider that he's flawed in many ways. That makes him an interesting character. But you do need to realize that Goofy as a dad has many flaws. Even though you'd love him as a dad, and you see in the movie. But I'm pretty sure if you have Goofy as your dad in real life, you may not like all of his antics. You love the fact that he has a home, you live in suburbia, he gives you food, he gives you love, all the attention. But again, in social scenarios, you will begin to hate his antics a little bit. Now, I will address some of the comments that you guys said as we move on to the next step. In my opinion, Master Splinter is a better father than Mufasa. Don't get me wrong, Mufasa was a good father, but he died when Simba was still young. He didn't get a chance to truly raise him. Yeah, true. Always say Mufasa was the greatest, but think about it. Simba had to grow up without a real father figure for most of his life. That is true, and I think his only father figures are Timon and Pumbaa afterwards. We will address this. Now, look, Moses Monday, he stayed, he lived alongside his kids, he raised them, protected them. Yeah. We will get to them. What about Kimba, the White Line? I don't know much about Kimba. I've not seen the series. It is, again, it's because it's a very older anime. I'm pretty sure the dub is it's not really good. So I'm hesitant to try it because like I don't really try it sometimes. I will give him 6 out of 10, which is a good rating for Goofy, I believe. If I can start a poll right now, I would start a poll. How do I start a poll? Is there a way to start a poll? Polls. I don't know. Designs, captions. No, there's no poll options. I need the comments to overlap. In any case, so we will now move on from Goofy, and we will move back to discussing other parents. I guess the 3D one, the cartoon one, I forgot the name of the show is. Kimba the 3D one? I'm not sure. So Lion Boy, I like the rating that you gave him, 6 out of 10, and it's a solid rating, I would say. Yeah, he's above average, but not really 100%. Goofy can improve a lot, in a sense. Goofy needs to improve a lot for his son's sake. Now we will move on to the fan favorite of this whole thing, which is Mufasa. The poll I put up on the channel, you guys absolutely, 102 of you, maybe more, crushed it on Mufasa's case, and it's not really surprising considering the fact that most of my videos are Lion King videos, and you guys obviously love the Lion King more than any videos that I've done. So it's not a it's not a surprise that you guys prefer Mufasa more than anyone else. And Mufasa is a pretty good dad, like all the stuff that you guys mentioned. And the sad thing about Mufasa, the only thing I would say is the sad thing about Mufasa, we didn't get to see Mufasa be a parent throughout Simba's life. We saw him as I would say, in his early childhood, and the problem was that's all he got with Simba, and that's why we weren't able to see how he would have handled slightly older Simba, teenager Simba, not Simba. He does come back as a spirit to give him an important message, and even if you look at the Lion King 2 and everything, he kind of stays with Simba as a spirit, so Force Ghost. So I would say he's still a part of Simba's life in a weird, in a ghosty way, but not as much as the others would have been. Uh, the thing I'll say with Mufasa is that, well, people say he's a wise dad. One of the comments I said, like, Mufasa is a really great dad because he's really wise and he has an authoritative and a gentle side to him, which is the perfect balance when it comes to parenting. You do need to be authoritative in a certain situation, and you need to be very kind and gentle in some situations. So in that sense, Mufasa does strike the balance in that. But the issues I have with Mufasa is that he did not address Simba's obvious flaws when he was a child. And it's okay because, Simba was a child back then, and children do make mistakes. So it's okay to, let Mufasa be. Maybe he's planning to address those issues later on. He does address one issue, one mainly when you think about Simba ran away to the elephant graveyard and got himself in trouble. He did address Simba's issue with disobeying the rules and then being reckless. He does address that in an authoritative manner, but he did not address all the other problems. One, Simba is very spoiled. Young Simba is very spoiled. The other thing, he's a bit full of himself, and again reckless and irresponsibility. Adult Simba, on the other hand, adult or maybe young Simba, young adult Simba, on the other hand, is actually much more humble and is not full of himself. I think Simba's character really evolved when he started living with Timon and Pumbaa, who were, I would say, a father figure to Simba afterwards. They were more of a chilled back dads, who let their sons mellow out and do not force them with responsibility and stuff like that. But I think Simba was really humbled afterwards. And he turned out pretty good. Simba at the end is a pretty good kid. He's a pretty good king. And you do have to give Mufasa his credit because, like, Simba idolizes Mufasa. If you've seen the second movie, that he says, like, he wants to be like Mufasa. He wants to be as good as a king as Mufasa. And that's why when Kira says, you will never be as good as Mufasa, it really hurts him. So he does have a good legacy to follow up to. But Mufasa, and the other major big flaw with Mufasa is that, dude, your brother is a evil genius, conniving guy who does not like your son at all. He made his feelings very clear in the earlier scene when he says, like, I was next in line until that little hairball was born. He makes it very clear that he really, really doesn't like Simba. And Mufasa just, thought Scar being snarky and then shrugged it off. While he should have really paid really close attention to Scar, his brother, as an obvious threat. But again, siblings, so you might think, he's Simba's uncle. And he's a pretty good uncle as well. He doesn't show any malice towards Simba outwardly. So again, Scar's very manipulative, very secretive. But Mufasa really should have made some preparations to how to deal with Simba when he's not around. Instead of deploying Zazu all the time, he should have had the lionesses. He should have had any other big cow, but not Zazu. Zazu is a terrible babysitter. Who would employ Zazu? And one thing, Zazu can fly, so he can easily come back and get Mufasa. But that still doesn't, leave the fact that he will leave the kids alone, and he can't really defend the kids if they are in a tight situation. It's better to have Sarabi or any other lionesses accompany their children more than Zazu. Um, get a random buffalo to accompany Simba and Nala because I think they would protect the little cubs more than Zazu ever would. I think Mufasa was careless in that extent. He did not put the best charge. He did not put someone best in charge for to look after their cubs. So that is a very big flaw. So that's the only problem with Mufasa. But I'm pretty sure every one of you, will be really happy if you had someone like Mufasa as your dad. I can be assured that I believe that most of you are like Mufasa as your dad. I'm cool with that. Me as well because like at the end of the day, Mufasa is a really good dad. Ranks way higher than Goofy, in my opinion. He ranks higher than most fictional dads, in my opinion. So I would say, in that extent, Mufasa is a pretty good dad, but there is still room for improvement. Now, onto the comments. Okay, let me scroll back a little bit. Ba, 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 ba. Goofy movie, I cannot say in my opinion. Not seeing the Goofy movie, I cannot say my opinion. I would say watch the Goofy movie. Uh, Go 60Z09. Do go watch the Goofy movie. It's amazing. The two movies are amazing. Go watch it. It's great. Why do you love doing videos of Mufasa and Scar? Are they your favorite duo? I do have to say, my favorite character in the Lion King universe is Mufasa. Scar is also, but I say, cool villain, charming, charismatic villain in a sense. They were not meant to be a duo, I would say. They're more like rivals, but I kind of turned them into duos. I kind of did like a Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck dynamics with them, which more of my cartoon taste in the Looney Tunes, you can say. I think they fit rivals slash comedic duos like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. He's like 9.5, 10 almost there. Yeah, but I did list them first. You do need to think about that. I guess Simba have a ghost dad. This will be awkward. Someone said, I went to meet your dad. That's true. It's complicated with Simba. Imagine someone saying, hey, Simba, I'd love to meet your dad. And Simba just like sighs, yep, give me a second. He stabs the finger towards the sky and is like, Dad, come. I think I think Mufasa is the only one hearing. Simba is the only one hearing Mufasa, I believe. I think Rafiki does as well, but I don't think other people hear him. Actually, he's like 8.5. Aha! You do reduce your rating, Lion Boy, because you understood the points I said. Like again, two major points. He did not address Simba's spoiled nature, and also he did not leave a good babysitter to look after Simba. So 2 points off Mufasa. Uh, Someone needs you down here. Then boom, clouds swirl, thunder cracks, and was like ghost shows up. Simba, what is it, my son? Yeah, and people would just run away. It's like there's like a storm brewing. Uh, and Simba just points out awkwardly, yeah, this guy wants to meet you. That's what I mean, yelling into the sky to talk to your father. That's like, yeah, I would say I think it is highly implied that only Simba is the one who's hearing Mufasa and also Rafiki. But again, in the Lion God series, it's like other people can hear the ghosts as well, right? So yeah, I think you're right. 60 is the 09. I think it'll probably like, hold on, I'll get my dad. Hello, cloud service. So it'll be something like that. Hold on, I need to put on a little toffee because my throat hurts. Is my audio still good, guys? Do keep updating me on the audio situation. Any case, so I don't know how to put up a poll here. If I can, I will put up a poll. What is it? What is it? YouTube chat, restream chat. I can't put up a poll in this one because I would really like to put up a poll to see how things are. But in any case, now let's move on to Splinter. For you guys, TMNT is one of my really favorite properties. I really love TMNT, mainly because I grew up around the 2003 series, and then I've seen the 90s movies and the 2008 movie. I've seen the 2012 one, which, in my opinion, is better than the previous iterations. And afterwards, I think there was Rise, and then there's the new one with Jackie Chan. I don't like those. I'm sorry. I like Jackie Chan, but I don't like his depiction of Master Splinter, a loser. Nope, I don't like that. But the 2012 version is really good. The reason why I'm not fully against remakes and reboots is mainly because is that Master Splinter from 2012 is the best Master Splinter out of all the iterations that came before. This show really improved as time progressed, and each reboot and each remake, they actually improved it. Okay, after 2012, they kind of downgraded a little bit, but 2012 is like peak TMNT, especially Master Splinter. This version of the Master Splinter is absolute peak. Uh, so if you want to check out the TMNT properties, I would recommend if you want a series, go watch the 2012 TMNT series. If not, if you want a movie, I would recommend the '90s films. But if you think that's a bit outdated, you can always watch the 2008 TMNT film. All of them, Splinter is a very good dad. He addresses children very well. So all these recommendations are good. You can start from there. I would not recommend that you check out the new stuff because the new stuff, in my opinion, are downgrade compared to the very new ones, to the very old ones. Sorry. So I do have some comments. Blah, blah, blah. In your videos, why does Mufasa say Simba eating bugs made him? That's an obvious joke play. If you don't know, bugs rhyme with a certain bad word, so I used it as a it's a comedic line. Bugs, son, you got addicted to bugs. So you get the comedic where I'm going for. What does corny mean since guys being called that in your videos? Corny means you're skinny. You're very skinny. Skinny and weak. You're not just skinny, you're very weak. Now here's the worst part. Someone says, "Hey Simba, I want to meet your uncle." And Simba just stands there like, bro. That's true. Um, okay, really? I just told you my dad does. Yeah, okay, okay. Uh, my birthday. It's in December 15th. I am a. Oh, here's the thing. I'm Sagittarius by Western standards, but I'm actually a Gemini by Indian astrology standards. It's weird. I always make that joke with my Western friends. They always laugh at that. Okay, we're getting off topic. We need to talk about Master Splinter. Master Splinter. Let's go talk about his flaws first, because Master Splinter does have flaws. The one main flaw that Master Splinter had was that he came to the conclusion that the outside world will never accept his children. They will never accept himself. So he needed to keep them in the shadows. Master Splinter really believed in that. He really believed that humans will not accept them and their world will never be yours. That's the lesson that he repeats with his children, which I would say is a flaw. Because when we realize the TMNT, when they do go outside finally, they do come across humans that do accept them. Uh, April, Karai, Casey, there's a lot of other characters who accepted them, and they would never know what happened if they believed in Master Splinter's lesson that the outside world will never accept them, because they did. And if they didn't go outside, they would have never became the heroes that they are now. And Master Splinter really didn't think about that. Also, Master Splinter didn't really think about companionship in a way. The one thing I really liked in the 2012 series is that the turtles do have girlfriends, which is funny because they're turtles. So it is kind of funny. But when you think about it, you do need companionship as you grow, and Master Splinter really didn't address that. But to be honest, what would he do? Really? You guys are turtles. I can tell you to go find other turtles and date. So I think the only solution that he had, maybe I'll involve them in meditation and they'll be, like monks, which I would say is a very big flaw. So I would say Master Splinter's flaws are the two main flaws. Now let's talk about his pluses, which is a lot. One is he addresses his flaws. The very first episode, when the turtles go out, Master Splinter accepts that his worldview that none of them will ever understand is not a good worldview because they find April and April accepts them as there is. They find Casey and they accept them, and Master Splinter agrees that he was wrong. In the other case that he was wrong is that he was very, very scared that his children would die because of his nemesis Shredder. And he tried to, again, keep them cooped up in the lair for once because he was afraid that his children would, would die. But I think his fear kind of overruled them and stopped them from having, being who they are, heroes. And he also addresses that. He addresses that he may have fearmongered his children. He may have fearmongered them into low confidence, which again it reflects on that episode. It's a very good episode. But what I'm trying to say is that Hamato Yoshi Splinter, like you pointed out, addresses his flaws. In that way, he's much better than these two because Goofy never really understood what his problems are. Mufasa, well, the problem with Mufasa, he didn't have time to address his flaws. While Splinter, on the other hand, fortunately, had time to address his flaws. So he was able to, easily address his flaws because he's in a series. So he gets a lot of time. So you get to see him a lot to address and grow as a character. The other thing really highly about Hamato Yoshi, or Hamato Splinter Yoshi, I think. What's his full name? Is it Hamato Splinter or Hamato Yoshi? Or Hamato Yoshi Splinter? I don't know. I don't know his full name. Someone Google it and let me know. I need to get a sip of water. Okay, one of the pluses that I think for Splinter is that unlike Mufasa, he nips a lot of bad behaviors of his children in the bud. He does not tolerate his Raphael's anger. He again, from a child, he taught him really well to control his anger, and he still doesn't fully grasp it yet. But he would have been much worse off if Splinter hasn't, nipped that issue in the bud since he was a child. Michelangelo's distractions and things. Again, he addresses them. He finds his best way to channel his chaotic mind. Donatello, who's really rely on his mental prowess and not his physical enough. He addresses that. With Leonardo, he helped them find balance because he's tend to be the leader of children. The one random guy. Welcome, the one random guy. Hello, I know this is a little off topic, but did you like the new leader statement? I will address that after this, after I do this discussion. One random guy, but I'll get back to it. Lion Boy, you're lowering the rating. you're okay. You might be in a time delay, so when I address these issues, you might be saying that. But again, you'll get back to when I actually explain the situation. So he addresses the children individually and then adapts his way of parenting suited to that child. And again, Master Splinter has 4 kids. These guys only had 1. He had 4 kids who are way different than him. So he had to really address them individually, and he does. And guys, if you want to check out, there's a video called, I think, Splinter Teaching Life's Lessons for 20 Minutes Straight, which is the official Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles YouTube channel uploaded. Go check that out. All of Master Splinter's lines are like, they're good quotes. I do have some of them. I will read off to you. What do you guys think of these quotes? Let me see. Okay. One of the things this is from the movie, by the way. It's like Master Yoshi's first rule was possess the right thinking. Only then you can receive the gifts of strength, knowledge, and peace. That's from the movie. Another line from the movie: anger clouds the mind. Turn inward. It's an unconquerable enemy. You are unique among your brothers, for you choose to face this enemy alone. But as you face it, do not forget them and do not forget me. If you see this movie scene, it is it'll make you teary eyed. Master Splinter makes you teary eyed because it's really well done. It's same as Mufasa. I think both of them really emotional dads. And another line I would like to quote from the series is that if you think too much what is going to happen, you will lose sight of what is. You must be fully in the moment. That's another very good line that I always think about every day when I'm doing something. What will happen in the future can really screw up your thinking. It's best to be present in everything, and that is a good line that I learned from Mufasa. Other is no choice. This is what happens when Master Splinter gives advice about do not let words having a much more of a better, how do you say, self-esteem or self-control of your anger. This is what he says. I could have chosen to ignore him. I could have chosen to let his words wash over me like river over stone. But I let him anger me. It was I who made his words into weapons. That's the choice I made. What choice will you make? Solid line. Solid line. The writers of the show are awesome. Okay? They really focused on Hamato Yoshi as the main character, even though the turtles are supposed to be the main characters. They really went to all into giving. I mean, like, I do remember people saying, there are no cartoon shows for boys. There were. 2012, the TMNT series in every iteration is a very good stories for boys, not the TMNT Rise. And the other, I would say the movies, there were so many good shows for boys back in the early 2000s, also in 2015. Okay, blah, 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 blah. No, they ate everything vegetables, grass, weird stew plant. Blah, blah, blah. So then I think, line where you keep lowering the rating. Okay, you raised the rating again. No, they eat everything. So. This one is my personal fiction story. My character, I'll talk about that later. The fight was like single fighting stuff. Nice. So, at the end of the day, in my humble opinion, is that in my humble opinion is that Mufasa is actually a better dad than Mufasa. Sorry, strike that. Splinter is actually a better dad than Mufasa and Goofy. What are the reasons? Because, well, Goofy's the problem is he does not have the emotional intelligence, he does not have the wisdom to address his son as he grows up, or navigates his life as he drifts away from it. Mufasa's main flaw is that this is not his fault that he didn't have a lot of time, but the main flaw is that he did not address Simba's very early issues and he did not employ the best babysitter. Splinter, he did have flaws, but he was able to address them and change. And in my opinion, he did his job. He did what he meant to do. I think the biggest thing about being a parent is that you nurture them, you provide them all the wisdom because you are preparing them for a world that you're not in to protect them anymore. I think that's the main job as a parent is preparing your children for a world where you will not be present. And I didn't think Mufasa did that very well because after he dies, Simba becomes an orphan, and if it weren't for Timon and Pumbaa, Simba would have died. They did more in that front than Mufasa did. Splinter, on the other hand, completed his lesson. He taught their children to live without him. He taught them self-defense. He prepared their children both physically, mentally, and spiritually. All three aspects he covered it. Mufasa actually prepared his son spiritually. Remember that dialogue? Look at the stars, Simba. The great kings of the past look down upon us from those stars. I think he spiritually prepared Simba, but he did not prepare Simba physically and also mentally, which Splinter did. And because of these reasons, I do believe Splinter is the best call to that. But again, this is all in your opinion. Pick your favorites. They're all good dads. But if I do have to pick a choice, I would go with Splinter because I think he will do a better job of preparing me for a world that is harsh, that can be really brutal. But he will. I have no doubt that he will endow me with the wisdom and knowledge and the strengths and the abilities I need to handle any situation. Because at the end of the day, what Splinter does, the final line of Splinter to his son is, Leonardo, fear nothing. And he doesn't have to because like his father made him that strong. His father did his job of mentally, physically, and spiritually making his son strong. So he will not have to fear any situation. And after that scene, Leo goes Super Saiyan and kicks Super Shredder's butt. And that's what you want in a dad. That's what I think we would want from any parental figure. So they was, prepare us for the harsher world that is to come. And because of that, I'm giving, in my opinion, Splinter is the best dad in all of fiction. So, you guys can obviously, grab your favorite. I know you guys, most of you like Mufasa, and I'm pretty good because Mufasa is like in rankings. I would say in ranking, Mufasa is like an 8 or 9, depending on you, and Splinter is like 9.9 or 10 because at the end of the series, he completely addressed all the issues and he completely, made his children be happy without him. So I think because of that, Mufasa wins. Now, to the comments. Uh, Lion Boy really likes Mufasa. I agree with that. He's too overprotective, goofy. Yeah, overprotective and over-involved. Anyway, gotta go. Okay, nice to see you, Lion Boy. I'm happy that you joined us on stream. I will see you later. 9.8. That's a good rating. I would have given him 10 or 9.9. Uh, do you about the song "Brother Betrayed Mufasa" version in Milky Melodies? No, I don't know that. I don't know. Is that the song from the new remake? I don't know. Do you remember? Now we move on to the Q&A section, guys. So if you have questions, I know some of you addressed that earlier. Do post them again so I can, address those things. Now let me type it in the chat. Do you see how Splinter 2012 takes down enemies bigger than him, just like Shredder? To those since they train together. Yeah. I think that's a very cool thing. I did not overthink that, but it's very, very right. I think they kind of fight in a very similar way when they fight bigger enemies that are way bigger than them. But I think Shredder is still a bit more aggressive than Splinter is. I would say Splinter moves like the wind, while Shredder moves like a flame. Even still, adapting because when they feed an unstoppable force, like I remember when they fight the Triceratops, he kind of evolved his fighting style a bit more like Splinter, but still, aggressive more than Splinter was. But I do remember when Splinter goes aggressive, he starts biting them. This is a nice thing. Let me see. Q&A section. Yeah. So if you have any questions about me or anyone else, well, mainly me, because I'm the only one doing this channel, do let me know so I can, address them. By the way, this image is one of the sad things, teary-eyed sad things you can ever see. Dad walking up to his son's room and they're seeing his whole life is now gone. Still true. Still very sad. Very sad image. Maybe I should put on some games and like that. Some of you guys are left. I'm gonna be here for probably more 15 minutes, and I might call it quits afterwards. Uh, let's see. Online. I should really have some games involved. Maybe I can play it in the off front when I'm not talking. Again, let me check the audio now. Great, like a conversation or a roast battle between them or something. I've got some ideas and lines for it. Just let those moments from all the times I've got. Let me know. I'm sorry. What do you mean by great like conversation? You want to do a roast battle with Mufasa and Scar? Is that what you're saying? I am lacking full context about that message. Do let me know again. I'm sorry if I'm understanding what you're talking about. I do need to go back to one screen. Okay. Like a conversation or a roast battle between them, or something. I've got some ideas and lines for it. Just let those moments. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtles and why? Well, here's the thing. As a kid, I really liked Leonardo because, of course, katanas. I like two swords. At that time, I was a really big two swords guy. And I think still Leo is my favorite character. I think he's really done well in the 2012 one and also in the 2003 one. He's amazing. But Raphael is my favorite character in the 2008 movie. That movie is so good, and Raph is my favorite character in that movie. And that conversation between him and Splinter is like so great, so good. So I would say overall Leonardo because I like him as a sword guy, and I like he's more of a like a balanced dude. I think because of that, I do like him. Raphael on that movie. Raph's great too. I did not like Raph on the on the 2012 one. Raph did not do well in the 2012 one, and he's got a lizard girlfriend. Oh no, they did that rap dirty. Hey, I've got a new idea about Hades. You know, Disney Hades and the real Hades from mythology. Ah, so you saying you want to put a ghost good roast battle between the real Hades and I do think about making a video where the real Hades meets the Disney Hades, or the Disney Hades meeting the real Hades. I am back. Yes, welcome back, Lion Boy. Welcome back. And a good live as usual. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Uh, but the reason why I don't really do that many lives because like I really don't have the tech, and also it's hot as hell, guys. And doing having this light on and everything, it's just like it's really difficult to do. Uh, Give me your opinion about the Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? The richest rat ever born. Mickey Mouse was great. Mickey House of Mouse is still my favorite Mickey Mouse property. The Once Upon a Christmas, the two DVDs are awesome. And I do have some another Mickey Mouse Halloween special that I'm going to talk about during Halloween. I don't really have that planned. Uh, Mickey Mouse is a character. I think they could lean into his evil side more. That he is like this corporate conglomerate CEO. I think they should, but they haven't, which is sad. I think they should definitely lean into that. Uh, but I don't think they will because they don't really like showing him in a bad light, in a sense. Sri Lanka is a beautiful country. Now, thank you, thank you. It is. It is on in special areas like Kandy, mountainous areas. In Batticaloa, where I live, we have good beaches. I'm originally from a different part of the area. That's where I'm originally from, but I live in Kandy. We have good beaches, but it is hot. It is so hot, and it's not just hot; it's humid. It's not just hot; it's very humid. So you do have to think about that. Bring your sunscreen and an AC with you. Columbus, no, it's Colombo. It's Colombo. It's not Columbus. It's Colombo, which is a district in the Western Province, which is our capital. Yes, it used to be Anuradhapuram, but then they turned it to Colombo. I think the delay is what's killing you guys because of the video delay. You might not know when I'm talking. You will not get the instant replies as I see your questions come in the comments. Ah, my voice is completely destroyed. How do you like profile picture? Well, I can only see. I think it's a Hardy and someone, or is it a Hardy and Little Mufasa and Little Scar? I think so. I only see the tiny bit of it because is it a Hardy? If it is, then I always like a Hardy. The problem is I can't involve a Hardy a lot in my videos because I don't have any images of a Hardy. He's not in the movie. The best thing I can do is turn Mufasa's mane black and then go on from there. But again, that would be not so fair because like I think a Hardy's design I found online, which is really good. Let me put up a picture. Let me see if I can replace this. Instead of this, how do I replace this? Image. Let me find a good Hardy picture. Father's Day, a Hardy, a Hardy, a Hardy. Okay, that's not the best picture. Like there's a good a Hardy picture that I had. It could be Father's Day, The Lion King. Let me see, Lion King memes. There's a very good picture of Hardy that I really have in my folder. I'm trying to pull that out. react to the movie. It could be here. My dad was a hardy, the king of the Pride Lands. He favored you over me. I can't seem to find it. Damn shame. Damn shame. A hardy, a hardy. Bum 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 bum. Ah, where is that picture? This is going to be a really interesting stream where I'm googling or trying to find the picture of a hardy. Damn, where did I put that picture? Is he Mufasa and Kion? No. Can't be in Mufasa movie review. Damn, you can't seem to find a hardy. I rely solely on that picture. I try to even try to recreate that, but fail flat. Googling. You know what? Maybe I'll just. Well, let me go through the folders. I do have Lion King memes. Nope, the Hardy's not there. Well, here's a picture that I forgot to use on Valentine's Day. Mufasa Ghost. Nope. I can't find the Hardy picture. I'm very sorry. I am very sorry. Can I ask person turquoise waving? Waving? Guess where I'm from? I'm guessing the US because I have a lot of people watching from the US. Can I ask you a question about Scar? Are you sure Zira is the wife of Scar? Just want to confirm by. I don't think it's. I don't think it's said for certain. It is highly implied, but it's not certain. Mainly because if Scar is, if Zira is Scar's girlfriend, that would imply that Kobu married Kiara, who is, you know, related. So I don't think Disney wants that. Disney, she was intended to be the wife of Scar, but I think she became a fan of Scar, a big fan of Scar. Oh, you're from Nigeria. Awesome. I did not know that. I did not have Africans in my channel fan base. Mainly because like most of my views come from the US, the audience reaction. Some of them are in the UK, which some of my friends, I think. Uh, I did not know that. That's awesome. Does Nigeria have lions? I don't think so, right? They are on the other side of Africa. Let me see. I'm still searching. Find. As while I look for that, you guys may enjoy this image that I made, but I didn't use. It's on the Lion King memes. You might enjoy this picture. But I didn't get to use this. I didn't get to use this, that's the only thing. Let me see. There are a bunch of images that I didn't get to use. Look, he's evil, sure, but come on. Every female in the Pride Lands just ignores him like he doesn't even exist. Yes, this is Scar's wife. Why? Why not, bro? Let the guy have something. Dude, have you seen the fan base? Every human person thinks Scar is like a charming guy. There's like a big female fan base for the Disney villain, and Scar ranks on top of it. Scar has fans. But the thing is, like, the problem with Zira is that if they confirm that she is Scar's wife, they might have to address the issue Kovu marrying, you know, You know what I'm talking about. Don't play innocent. You know this is an issue. Okay, let me see. A Hardy now shows up. Aha! I got a Hardy. Here's a Hardy. Here's I found him. My boy, this is the Hardy design that I really like. You see, he's the reason why I like this design a lot is because if you see, he's muscular like Mufasa, but he's also very sharp on the ends, and he's not very blocky as Mufasa. Instead, he's more, scruffy and triangle shaped like Scar. It's a perfect mesh of Mufasa and Scar put together in the Hardy's appearance. That is why I like this image a lot. Next, do a live about the best Disney villain. The best Disney villain. No, let him have someone. Let him smash them. Dude, all I'm saying is Zira started a cult for Scar, and I don't think Scar has a problem dealing with ladies. I'm just saying, considering there's an entire fan base dedicated to, you know, uh, fangirling over Disney villains. So you don't need to worry about that. Scar's fine. Scar's fine on that, and he's doing fine on that end. Live. The thing about Disney villains is they're also awesome. They're very good. All Disney villains are really good. At least the classic ones. They're done so well. And also in the 2000s ones, the more empathetic villains that they did, they're also great. It's awesome. But I might do a live based on them when I talk about them as well. It all depends on how successful this is. So far, I think it's good. Okay, guys, I think it's been an hour. And we can wrap this up. But if you have more questions, if you have anything to say, do let me know. I'll stay here for 15 minutes more, and then afterwards we'll wrap it up because we actually discussed the topic. But do let me know your questions. Whoa, you're from Iraq. That's awesome. I'm international. My channel is internationally famous. I'm happy. I'm happy. I can now fully say I'm an international YouTuber. The the I do know that some of the accounts are Sri Lankan accounts. Some of my friends because they have a hardly never watches my channel videos. I think because like in Sri Lanka we don't speak English. We mainly speak Tamil. But that's awesome. I have people from Nigeria. I have people from Iraq. I am awesome. My channel is doing well. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Really, I do. But yeah, this is my favorite Hardy design. A Hardy should look more like this. Half Scar, half Mufasa. I just now noticed that Hardy don't have eyeballs. Which Lion King villain you think was better, Scar or Zira? Ah, I have to give it to Scar because he was successful. The thing about Scar is that he's one of the villains who are successful. Remember, he reigned as king for God knows how many years, at least until he grew up. So I have to say, Scar is one of the Disney villains who actually has a win. Like he beat Mufasa, and he had his wish for a while. So I have to give it to Scar on that one. Zira I really like though. She's like a soap opera villain. I really like. She's like, oh, the drama. I like one of the gifs that she does. It's so great. Uh, so in that case, I still gonna give it to Scar because he did win. But I also like Zero as well. Countries I've been into: Turkey, USA, Australia, New Zealand, Algeria. Oh, you've been to Sri Lanka? That's awesome. I've actually been to Sri Lanka, France, Germany, Canada, Kazakhstan, and South Korea. Oh, you went to is Kazakhstan the one where it could be? No, that's Dagestan. Uh, which is your favorite, Lion Boy? Of all the countries that you've been, which country is your favorite? Let me see if I can show you any sort of other fun image that you guys have not seen. Let's see if there's more fun images. Bum, 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 bum. All files. Bum, bum, bum. It's not quite. This is one of the images that the YouTube inbuilt thumbnail maker made. I, I'm saving this one, but I think this is a cool image. See? I don't even know who these villains are. I think there's a dude version of Maleficent. I like New Zealand. I never been outside Sri Lanka, and that's cool. That's really cool. That's awesome. New Zealand. I've. It's weird that I don't have any friends from New Zealand though. I do have some. I do know some people from Australia, but I don't know anyone from New Zealand. It's where the Lord of the Rings were shot, so I'm guessing it's a very nice place. I know that Israel Adesanya, the UFC guy, is from New Zealand, or he stays in New Zealand, or he's from somewhere else. But yeah, I would like to really much visit the Shire in New Zealand. Did you go to the Shire and where they shot the Lord of the Rings? I want to go there. That's where I'm going if I'm going to New Zealand. I like this image because this is a male version of Maleficent. I think that's a female version of Jafar, and then the evil queen, evil Ariel, and then that's just Maleficent. So it's all about Abbas, for his uncle Abbas, for the villain like Zero in the fictional story, Nancy Khan. And that's great. I hope your writing really goes well. Uh, I forgot about. I do know some people from South Africa. I do. I did. Wasn't a. I played. One of those games. There was mobile games that were famous back in the day called Clash of Clans. I was in a clan. We created a clan, and there was two South Asian kids who joined our clan group. We're still friends together, so I do know some people. Two people in South Africa, technically. Both of them are brothers, but they were in our game group, and that's how I know them. It's nice though. And I hope your story is really doing well, Omar Malik. I really hope you're doing the story. I'm not really sure what you're trying to do with the story. Are you gonna publish it on YouTube, or are you gonna make a video out of it, or are you gonna put it on paper, or write a book out afterwards? But whatever you do, I wish you all the best in what you're doing. Let me see if I can find you another wacky image that I haven't used yet. The music. Let's go me. I'm singing the song from Arcane, but I don't know the lyrics to, so I'm just, making it up. I don't know French. I can do a French accent though, like Le Pepe, but that's all I can do. That's all I know. Also, I love this image, by the way. Is it showing up? I love this image. This image is so cool. Ahadi, Mufasa, and Scar. Ah, that image is so cool. It's so cool. But again, I do like that Hardy's, like a mesh between Mufasa and Scar. A good mesh between Mufasa and Scar. All right, guys, 5 more minutes. Do ask any questions if you want to, and let me know your thoughts. And after 5 minutes, I will be heading off. And once again, thank you for being here with me. Let's see if you guys go and update the poll. If you guys make Master Splinter the best dad, cartoon dad. You may not, but you may. You may not as well. But just, hoping to see what you're going to do. 5 more minutes. I'm just now going through the images that I haven't used. Another thumbnail image that I didn't get to use is, let me see, Valentine. This is where all the fun images that I make. How about this thing? Ta-da! Here is my Valentine's card, Zira. I brought it to you. Maybe first I should have done this. Alright, guys. I think it's good for the day. I think the numbers are dwindling. I do get sick. I'm getting the fact that you're basically turning the Lion King characters into different characters in your story as humans. I think instead of going for anthropomorphized animals, you're going for superheroes. Which is awesome. So I think I'm believing that you're going to do some sort of like a fanfic, I assume, or you're probably going to do like something else. But yeah, it does sound interesting. I hope you write after you finish it. I hope you publish it, and yeah, very best of luck. Okay, guys, I think I am going to go, and thank you for being here. Thank you for joining this live. It's so glad to see you again, Lion Boy. So glad to see you, Omar and 60 Zero. So thank you so much. Last comments. First off, his brother Mufasa takes everything: the crown, uh, the power, the respect, even the spotlights. God, he's treated like a nobody. He's basically the bread crust of the royal family leftover. A freaking breadcrumb, man. I think the earlier line you said 60Z09 kind of sounds like what Tiger says. What Tiger says to Lion now is like, you took the crown, you took her. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think Mufasa is still probably appreciated Scar if Scar was more appreciated. Only when he ends up with this occultist, a total lunatic. Agreed. Although I'm pretty sure Scar did not like that. Wake up one day and say, "Let me ruin the kingdom." No, he was made into that villain. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Awesome comments. 60Z09. I think your comments make me laugh. I'm really glad that you joined us. Really glad that you guys are here and part of the community. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please, guys, share my videos. The numbers are not that well, but I'm hoping you guys share my videos. So we may become an even bigger international community. But yeah, I think I'll call for today. Oh wait, where does my picture go? Remove. Oh no, not that as well. Remove. How do I remove this? Let me show you. Remove. No. No. All right, guys. I think we'll call it a day. And thank you guys for joining. And I will see you all